Hello traders and friends. I'm going to do a quick Sunday night video here. Some of the things I'm looking at for Monday. Quite frankly, it's a toying cost which way the market's going to open tomorrow. With all the news out over the weekend, I'm leaning that the markets are actually going to open lower tomorrow, mainly because you had Trump talking about getting out of the Asian Pact agreements. Plus, you have talk over the whole Brexit thing in the English House of Representatives talking about making it difficult to get out of the Brexit. So that's another thing we have to worry about. And then plus all of everything going on with Trump. So markets typically do not like all this bad news. So just keep that in mind. I am going to lean more to the downside. Any pops in the markets, I'm going to load to the short side. Okay. That being said, IWM here. Here's something I want you guys to notice. On the weekly here, you see this parabolic 20 SMA, and we're testing it right now. These are patterns that typically break when you have these parabolic moving averages when you're crossing out of them. So really watch IWM, because I'm thinking we're going to get considerable bearishness here. And we are breaking our SMAs, and we have broken below. On my last video, when I mentioned once you cross this trend line, volatility tends to pick up on IWM, and we close below that on the weekly. The dailies kind of supporting the bearish thesis here. We are below our moving averages, and we are below our supporting Ichimoku line. So we're below all that as of right now. So just keep that in mind, and we are below that trend line. Keep that in mind. Some quick trades I'm looking at. I am thinking about selling call credit spreads against gold for a pullback this week. So that's one thing. On the weekly chart, you're at the Ichimoku cloud. And then on your daily, we've come up into the cloud, but we just got through filling this gap. So this is an area that will typically get rejected more often than not. So just keep that in mind. We got dual resistance here on different time frames. I'm eyeing Facebook as a short candidate, or maybe even selling some this week's expiration call spreads above last week's highs. And reason being, we were seeing quite a bit of relative weakness even into the close. It was closing near the week lows, and we were having very weak tape at the close Friday. Now we do have support right here with our SMAs, with the 20 SMA below us still. But we also have just got through filling a gap on Facebook. So just keep this one on your watch, because they were taking it all the way down to the bottom there on Friday. IBM, we got a little bit of pop off earnings, but we came right up to resistance, and the money flows were not supporting the price on the move. So I just wanted to let you guys understand that. So as you can see, we've got a candle that moved this entire consolidation zone, and traditionally you would expect a continuation breakout. But the internal money flows did not seem to support this price to me. So I am thinking IBM is going to come back in post earnings here. BABA is seeing quite a bit of accumulation right here at the upper distribution. And it's really looking like it's wanting to go up higher. Last week I think they pinned price to kill all the call buyers for the week. And then the first of this week, I think it's going to have a continuation higher. It does have the 98.50 area is probably the next resistance area a little bit. Or it could even just go completely on fire before earnings. And then if you look on the daily there, the 98.50 is going to get you to the top of the cloud. And I think that's what they're going to do, is try to pin price at the top of the cloud for earnings day. At these high prices, I saw Apple getting solid accumulation last week too. So your reference, we're right at reference highs right now. So we'll see what happens. But the next stage up here would be 123.50 area for some resistance. As you can see here, we're above all of our major moving averages. Boeing looks primed to break out here anytime now. Last week we saw really good money flows in this Boeing too, and here we've tagged this trend line multiple times and we wedged out pretty good. So I am thinking Boeing, if the markets hold up, is going to see new highs this week. One last thing is retail has come down and tagged a support area on a downtrending trend line. So we might actually catch a bid in retail this week, especially Amazon's around the corner. They pushed earnings back to February 2nd, but we do have Google coming out this week, so that could be a motivator for Amazon too. A little trick that I like to use, I like to draw my trend lines off of flat support areas off the cloud. We're using the Ichimoku, and that was acting as support, which we broke through last week. Okay, well, there's another flat area with the trend line below, and we closed right on that trend line, and we know that target is at a support zone, or at XRT is at a support zone. So I am looking at target as a possibly selling some out of the money puts credit spreads. So that's just an idea I've got, maybe a couple weeks out. So at any rate, that's another idea I've got. At any rate, that's all I got to say. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be quite interesting.